Hey there. Can you tell us your in-game name and age?
SorrowsMasked, but I go by Sparrow in the Discord, and I'm 20.
Nice, nice. And are you excited for what's about to happen to you here today?
Absolutely. Cannot
Great.
wait.
Nice, nice. Great attitude to have. Okay, let me get our talent in here. Send in the rhinos. Welcome to another episode of our Emmy-nominated series, Probing Time with Salt Prime, where we abduct one of our community members and get to know them on a deeper level. On this episode, we have a player by the name of SorrowsMasked, or Sparrow, in our Discord. Her and her boyfriend, Elite, joined our in-game clan a few months ago, and since then have been a great asset to us. Both of them have made it to our officer ranks, and even helped to test some of our builds that we have on our channel. So please, everyone, welcome our special guest, SorrowsMasked, to the set. Wow, so great to have you, Sorrows. So great to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself first to get started.
What would you like to know?
Well, I have like some basic questions here. We can go through the basic questions first, and then we'll go into more personal questions. So I guess the first one is, how long have you been playing Warframe?
I have been playing for about 2 years now, I believe.
Nice, nice. And something I find very interesting, I mean, obviously people don't know it yet, but I do, is that you and Elite both play on mobile. So like on your phones, which is pretty crazy to me, like coming from a PC player.
Yeah, he plays on his phone constantly, but I've recently switched to a PlayStation, which is a lot easier.
Gotcha.
So that's very useful. But yeah, it was definitely a learning curve for sure.
So you definitely like the PlayStation better than mobile then?
Absolutely.
Nice, nice. I mean, it's cool that it's on mobile. To me, that's completely wild, but that's really cool.
It is. It's very easy and convenient.
Yep. So my next question here is, what is your favorite Warframe in the game?
Geyer is by far my favorite. She, like, with her 2 abilities, it's so easy. She literally walks through a room and it just nukes everything. It's amazing.
Nice. I just realized I wasn't sitting in my little chair here. Sorry. Geyer's a really cool pick. You know, you don't hear a lot of people being Geyer mains, and it's just because a lot of people really love Prime, so they just wait for like that Prime to come out.
I am stoked for her Prime. I was really hoping it was going to be on this next Prime, but probably going to have to wait a little bit.
What did they? I think they announced Ureli, I think was the next one.
Yeah, Ureli. Yeah.
And then after Ureli, I think it's between 2, right? It's between Geyer and someone else, maybe?
Kalervo. If they do the male, female, male, thing like that, then it'll probably be Kalervo and then Geyer.
Gotcha. But you're really, obviously you're hoping for Geyer before Kalervo.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. So my next question for you here is, what is your favorite weapon in the game? Like, what do you find yourself using the most?
Lex Prime, for sure.
Nice.
Incarnate is just insane. You get really nice damage with it, and I don't know, it's just a really solid secondary.
Yeah, I would probably say Lex Prime and Karnan is like easily top 5 weapons in the game.
Absolutely.
It's like a better Tenant Archiplasmor, like a much better Tenant Archiplasmor.
But primary, I would say the Nataruk. It's just always had a special place in my heart since New War.
Nice. That's a good one. A question I have for you next is, what's one change you would make to Warframe if you could?
Well, I do a lot of Void Cascade runs, because that's just my favorite mode. And one thing that I've noticed is if somebody... actually, they fixed that. Sorry. Newest thing is, when you're in there, and it's time to extract, or if you want to extract, a lot of the times the extraction point won't pop up.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to constantly run around trying to find out where to go. Or until it gets to critical cascade, and then you can leave. But it's just very frustrating when you have to sit through like 2 or 3 more rounds and just wait for other people to open their relics when you want to leave.
Yeah, just because you can't find the extraction there. I've noticed that in a few other game modes too. So I don't think it's only Cascade focus. It's probably more annoying in Cascade, but like I think it happens in a lot of other game modes as well, where all of a sudden that green marker will just disappear.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating. I wish they would fix that.
Yeah, and you do a lot of level cap runs on Cascade, right?
I do.
Yeah, and you like Geyer for that level cap as well?
Absolutely.
Nice, nice. All right, my next question I have for you here is, what is your favorite video game of all time? So, I mean, obviously, if it's Warframe, then that's cool too. But if it's not Warframe, what is your favorite video game of all time?
I really love COD Mobile. Elite and I started playing that together, and it's just always been our thing. I have to fight with him to play it now, but when we do play, it's really fun.
Yeah, and obviously that's because you and Elite are more mobile players. You know, you started playing Warframe on the mobile, so you're playing, COD Mobile as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
favorite game of all time would be Black Ops COD 3.
Nice,
Or
nice.
whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the earlier. I'm a little bit of an older dude. I like the older Call of Duties.
Yeah.
And although I think nowadays my reflexes are just not really where they used to be, so I don't play a lot of the competitive multiplayers anymore. I'm more of like the co-op player now.
You should play Fortnite with brand them.
Yeah, we have a little group that plays Fortnite all the time. It's really cool. Like I played Fortnite when it first came out, like day one when it dropped, I played Fortnite, but it's obviously a very different game than when it first dropped. When it first dropped, it was a PvE game, and now it's a battle royale.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the build mode, but since there is no build mode anymore, like there's an option for it, I might check it out, but that just ruined it for me. It was just too much to keep up with.
Yeah, I have considered maybe going back and like trying the battle royale version of Fortnite, especially since they added the no build mode, because I didn't want the build mode, right? I don't want to have to like build a castle in the sky to have like a little engagement with someone.
Yeah.
So when they added no build, I'm like, oh, okay, I could maybe consider going back. Although, like I said, my reflexes are not really where they used to be, so I don't know if I would be any good anymore.
That's fair.
All right, my next question I have for you here, and you kind of answered it a little bit, and tell me if you did answer it completely. But games you're playing right now other than Warframe. So you touched on COD Mobile.
I do play some. It's really stupid, but Monopoly Go. My mom got me into that, and it's just something fun to do when you're bored, I guess.
Yeah.
Elite hates it. I tried to get him into it. He did not like it, but I don't know.
And like when your main console, like you and Elite, like you guys are coming from the mobile world.
Yeah.
So for you guys, that's probably a pretty normal thing. Like people that play a lot on mobile probably have some like, these weird mobile games that other people that play on PC are like, oh, that's weird. But like for mobile people, that's probably pretty normal for them.
Okay, I got one for you then.
Okay.
For the PlayStation, my number one game for like story specifically, The Last of Us. I love that game.
Nice. I have never played that one. That's like it's kind of like a story-driven game, right?
Absolutely.
It's kind of like zombie-ish. Like that's basically all I know about it. I don't really know anything about that game, but other than some very minor things.
I could get into it, but that would be a whole nother video.
Yeah,
There's a lot that goes into it.
Have you played it to completion?
Absolutely. Yes, I have.
Nice. All right, my next. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, I played through the first and the second, and I'm watching the show right now.
Nice. How many games are there total for that?
There's 2 so far, but they're planning on coming out with a third.
Gotcha.
But if you haven't played the games, then you could check out the show and see if it's something that you would be interested in.
Nice. Yeah, me and Pepper are always looking for new shows to watch because we're old folk. We watch a lot of shows, and we've watched a lot of what's like currently available on the streaming services. So anytime there's like something new that we haven't watched, we're like, maybe we'll try it out.
Yeah.
So my question for you now is, this is, getting into a little bit more personal questions. So what country are you from, if you don't mind saying?
I am from America.
Nice, nice. Me as well. Me as well. And what do you do for work?
I work at a zoo.
Nice, nice. I do know that about you, and I think it's like one of the coolest things.
Yeah. It is not the world's largest, because I've had some arguments or disagreements about that. It is it's America's largest world now, or what am I saying? You know what I mean? It's the
natural habitat. Yeah.
natural habitat zoo in America. Yes. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And how do you like working at the zoo?
I really love it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of physical, strain, but it's a lot of fun.
And from what you were telling me, on Discord, you're working kind of close to the giraffe pit.
Yes, I'm actually working on the deck. I'm maybe a few feet away from them. You just chop up some lettuce and hand it to guests if, they're coming up to feed the giraffes. And when there's no guests around, we're allowed to take our own lettuce and go feed them.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
Yep.
Have you, if you could pick like an animal station to be at, would it be the giraffes, or would you pick a different animal station?
I really like the gorillas. We have silverback gorillas, and they're really cool.
Nice.
But I have always been a cat person, so maybe the lioness.
Nice, nice.
I really like her. She's cool.
I'd be afraid with like the monkeys and the gorillas that they would throw their feces at me. Like, does that happen?
No, not that I've seen. We did have a chimp get out, and one of the keepers came up and just grabbed his little paw and walked him back. Yeah.
So it wasn't a Harambe situation then?
No.
It was very professionally done. Just grab him and bring him back over.
Yeah, he literally knelt down next to him and just walked him back to the enclosure.
Nice. My next question I have for you here is, what do you want out of life? Like, do you see yourself still working at the zoo like 10 years into the future? Do you kind of want to work somewhere else? Do you see yourself maybe just at a higher position in the zoo?
I think it would be very cool to still work there. But I would like to be a higher position. Right now I'm an operator, and I'm operating 4 different stations, but I also help with the dog show. There's world championship dogs at the zoo.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Is it like specific dogs or just any dogs?
It's actually these 2 owners, Chris and Alyssa. They have, what was it? I think it was 12 or 13 dogs and 2 cats. The cats don't perform, but they're all personal pets.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're really nice. Everybody gets to go up and meet them after the show. And then once all of them leave, then I can stay for a little bit and, interact with them on a more deeper level.
That's awesome. And do you see yourself like living where you are currently? Do you want to move? Like, do you are you happy with your living situation right now?
Currently, I am in my parents' house.
Yeah, you and Elite are still young, right? Like, you and Elite are still not even. Well, he just turned 21, right?
Yeah. We are talking about moving in a few months. Hopefully, we found a place that is affordable for us and is pretty nice for just the 2 of us. So we're thinking about that. But obviously, we can't rely on that. But to answer your question, I would like to get somewhere where it's just us.
Yeah, that's understandable. I think I don't know if you know, but like half my family, they live over in Europe in a country called Malta. And like the Europe side of things and the American side of things, as far as like young adults, is very different. Like in America, it's very common to like, once your kid turns 18, 19, 20, like to kick him out, go get a house. And in Europe, it's like, man, I have cousins that are living with their parents till they're like 35, 40 and finally, find a partner to be with.
Yeah. Preferably I don't want to be one of those people. I mean, nothing against them. You
just want your space though. Yeah.
I don't want to rely or depend on anybody, like at the end of the day, you only have yourself.
Yeah.
So I think I need to become more dependent. like on myself.
Gotcha. That's respectable. It's very respectable. So yeah, it was great to have you here today, Sparrow. It was got some great answers from you. Very interesting. I love the zoo part of your lore.
Thank you.
So, all right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Again, thank you for coming today, Sparrow. I know I did. Stay tuned for our next week's episode where I'll be live streaming our guest's colonoscopy. All right. Bye, guys.